Okay. It's time.
We're better under Joe Biden.
At the end of his administration, absolutely.
Yeah, so can you...
No, finish the video. Here, you guys can go watch it. She hates us. No, guys, I have reading brain rot. Okay, guys. That's the problem. You understand? Do you guys understand? Sometimes, I think the thing is for me, I just get really mad if I feel like there'll be a great payout at the very end and then there isn't one. And I'm like, damn, I wish I could have just read all of the text instead. Do you know what I mean? Welcome to Sorta Watch Sunday, chat. Chat is procrastinating? I know. Stop. We're watching this.
You give me an example of how?
Yeah, GDP growth was better off. Real median wage growth was better off. Inflation was better off at the end of his administration. Unemployment was better off at the end of his administration. We had the worst year of job growth in the past 4 years, just this last year under Trump's administration.
Was the Rubin report, did that also accept Russian money?
What show did I do for
No,
Russia?
I'm not saying you did a show for Russia. I'm saying Russia saw you as a stooge who could easily say the talking points that benefited them.
But what law is stopping you from doing anything that another person cannot do?
Laws are not protecting trans people. If they were, trans people would not be disproportionately unemployed, unhoused,
what would you like? What would you
settings.
like the law to do for you? Again, the law can guarantee equality. It can't guarantee protection, right? So
Yes, it certainly can.
So
Has wokeness pushed America past the breaking point, or is the progressive movement the only answer to MAGA? I'm John Regalado, and from Jubilee Media, this is Surrounded, where one brave soul faces a room full of disagreeers. Today we're unpacking what it means to be far left, the backlash to wokeness, and what your
Far left.
vote stands for in the upcoming midterm election. I'm here
Far
with
left, and the politics are just, I want people to have health care.
our featured guest, conservative commentator Dave Rubin. Welcome.
it's good to be here.
Are y'all ready to debate, Dave? Let's begin.
I'm Dave Rubin of the Rubin Report, and today I'm surrounded by the far left. My first surrounded claim is that wokeism did more damage to America than Trump ever did.
All right, if you would like to debate this claim, please get to the center in 3, 2, 1.
He's quick.
Yes, I am. So I find it interesting that you think wokeism has done so much damage to America as opposed to Donald Trump. Wokeism did not kick 17 million Americans off of their health insurance through Medicaid. Wokeism didn't start a disastrous war with Iran that has now led to inflation outpacing wage growth. Wokeism hasn't ripped up institutions or attempted even to destroy free speech, even by your standards, because Ronald Reagan appointed judge ruled that the Trump administration was violating the First Amendment by attempting to deport, arrest, and detain students and faculty members on college campuses for protesting for Palestine. Wokeism, to me, it doesn't even have remotely as disastrous as a track record as Donald Trump.
Well, how would you define wokeism? I guess we should start with that.
I think wokeism is...
Shouldn't you be the one defining wokeism, considering that it's your prompt? Okay.
a pejorative term that's used to describe left-wing cultural politics.
Right, and what do you think left-wing cultural politics are?
I'd say left-wing cultural politics include just the broad attitudes towards social justice, especially for minority groups that have faced persecution in various ways.
Okay, so I think the simplest way to define wokeism is basically collectivism on steroids, and usually as it applies to race and gender, meaning that you should be judged based on the color, you actually should be judged based on the color of your skin and your sexuality and your gender and a whole bunch of immutable characteristics, and depending on where
Who has ever said this? Who?
those fall on the left's kind of hierarchy of importance, that's kind of how you can parse out where people should be and how important their ideas are.
So even assuming your characterization to be an accurate characterization, which I don't necessarily take.
Right,
can you
we're
give me-
going
can you give
to
me-
have a lot of
can
trouble
you-
getting
can
to
you
a fair
actually
agreement
demonstrate
on
that
wokeism.
wokeism has, for example, skyrocketed inflation to outpace wage growth the way that Donald Trump's war of aggression on Iran has done? Can you demonstrate that wokeism has violated the First Amendment by arresting students and faculty members on college campuses?
Okay, well, yes, I can. So let's start. well, first off, the disastrous war, the quote unquote disastrous war that you're talking about. You're talking about a 40-day military operation that stopped an apocalyptic regime from getting a nuclear bomb and exporting
I'll
terrorism.
bravely say it. This is better than Lego content. I'll say it.
Throughout the world, and we're now in an economic embargo of them, right? We've basically done a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. So to say it's a disastrous war,
we've done a blockade.
We did lose. Hang on. We did lose 13. We did lose 13 of our soldiers, and that is
killed over
terrible.
200 children.
But things happen in war, right?
This is my favorite / most hated Republican conservative cope on war. Well, listen, when we murder a bunch of children, things just like happen in war sometimes. They just sometimes like happen. We just like don't know what to do about it. And then when anything bad happens to your side, you're like, this is literally the most terrorism I have ever seen in my life, and we have to do something about it. Like, how could they do this to us ever?
Yeah. Well, things do happen in war. You can laugh at that. Hold on. Listen, you want to talk?
I agree. But that's why war should be a last option. If Donald Trump wanted to prevent the Islamic Republic of Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, he could have just stuck with the Iran nuclear deal that he ripped up. Iran did not enrich past the 3.67. Wait, they didn't enrich past the 3.67% agreed upon in the JCPOA. They only got to 60% after Donald Trump left that deal and then started doing.
What is this? Dave Rubin, shut the fuck up and let him speak. Why? Just shut up. Why is he just like groaning?
Wait, they didn't enrich past the 3.67% agreed upon in the JCPOA. They only got to 60% after Donald Trump left that deal and then started doing aggressive actions.
I must say, I'm impressed with your talking points. You got impressive talking points, and you memorize
impressive talking points, and it's just stating the facts.
them well. They're not correct, but I am impressed.
Okay.
First off, the Iranians admitted in the negotiations right before the war started that they were enriching past what they were allowed to. That's number one. Number two, you also have to go on the assumption.
Wait, where's the fact check on this?
You also have to go. Hold on.
Because we hold on.
You also have to go on the assumption or acceptance that can you agree or verify their claims? It's one thing to say.
The reports and U.S. analysis show Iran did not enrich uranium beyond the JCPOA's 3.67 limit until after Trump pulled out of the nuclear deal. Oh, you mean the deal that we came to with Iran? When we pulled out of it, they were like, oh, okay, well, we're going to do what we want since you canceled the deal. Okay. Me, when I'm like trading with someone and I'm like, I'll give you $30 for this bushel of corn. I don't know if corn sells in bushels. I don't know if that's a fair rate or not. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of this agreement. I'm not paying you anymore. And then you start selling the corn to someone else. I'm like, what the hell? You can't do that. That's illegal. But we're not trade partners anymore. Like, what do you mean, huh? But you see, Denims, he doesn't agree with the fact. Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
This is what we're doing. This is what we are agreed to, etc. But you have to be able to verify that. And the idea
I'll trade you my Machoke for your Haunter. Wait, give him back.
That we have people on the ground or the UN or some third-party organization that can verify what they're actually doing with underground nuclear sites and a whole bunch of other things is I would say, quite a leap of faith, right? You want to trust.
Except for the fact that the JCPOA, the terms and conditions for the monitoring of the enrichment sites and the monitoring of the enrichment and nuclear facilities was one of the most, if not the most stringent that we've ever seen in any nuclear agreements ever. It was 24/7 at any point we could go and investigate at literally any time. Why? Because Iran's perspective was, okay, whatever you need to make you guys realize we're not building nukes, as if it means we don't have to go to war, great. Great. Streamer's so out of touch, doesn't even know if corn comes sold in bushels. I'm sorry.
but verified.
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
So the IAEA and U.S. intelligence said that Iran did not enrich past the 3.67% prior to Donald Trump ripping up and stepping out of the Iran nuclear deal in I believe it was 2017, 2018 when he did that.
In these negotiations,
because Donald Trump ripped up the Iran nuclear deal to begin with, that's the only reason why.
Let's try it a different way. I'll try it a different way.
Not just that, but the IAEA was also feeding Israel the names of the nuclear scientists so that they could assassinate them. So it was just one big ass spy agency for Israel. Yep.
The IAEA assessments agree with me, and Tulsi Gabbard, our director of national intelligence, testified in front of Congress last year, and according to
well, she was
the entire intelligence community, Iran did not have a nuclear weapons program.
Okay. That they didn't have a nuclear weapons program. They were enriching past the point that they were allowed to for civilian use. Everyone knows that. But allow me.
But do you understand the weaponization process is different than just enriching?
Do you think the Iranian regime before this war, the Iranian regime that has oppressed the people of Iran for 40 years, do you think that was a good regime? Would you say that was a good government? Would you like to live under those people? Were they progressive in any way? Do they hold any of the values that any of you guys hold?
No, but we don't just we don't.
Oh, you can just kill people that don't have the same values as you? For real? For real? Well, I guess if you say that that's the case, all right. So when's the rest of the U.S. going to war with the Bible Belt? Since I guess we can just nuke the Bible Belt since we have different opinions about, people should be treated like people. Blam, debate over. Oh, okay, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. That makes sense, yeah.
Don't just start wars on countries whose politics we disagree with or who are oppressive to their own people. We were actually an ally to Saudi Arabia and Mohammed bin Salman.
They literally have slave labor.
And ripped up.
That I agree with. You don't do that.
Okay.
So then why did you use it as an argument? If you don't go to war based on just you disagree with the politics of a country, then why did you bring it up?
That's something. All right, we got something.
We got something to Israel that has committed gross human rights violations in Gaza.
I'm shocked that Israel came up. Israel, the only place that has any of the progressive values that any of you guys share.
Really?
Classic progressive value is murdering brown children. That's like right up there. It's like right here you have like everyone hates white people. Okay, and then right underneath that, being straight is disgusting. And then right underneath that, on progressive values that are totally not made up, is we love to bomb brown children. That's right. Those are the three pillars of progressivism.
This is perfect. This is perfect because one of the things that you told me at the beginning of this conversation was that wokeism was judging people based on characteristics and collective thought. Israel is literally centered around the prioritization of the Jewish people as a matter of policy. That is literally collectivist thought. So you must hate Israel too. You must think that that's the ultimate form of collective identity, right?
How many?
Is he like on something? What cocktail of drugs is Rubin on? Because I want some of that. Because he's just like, he's not even responding. He's kind of just like,
Muslim countries are there? How many Muslim countries?
So you're just pivoting?
No. I'm going to answer.
Well, it's the only Jewish country. Okay, I don't really care if a country is the only Jewish country. I don't suddenly think it's okay for that country to do a genocide. If there was only one country that was, I don't know, predominantly or exclusively Hindu, I don't think that they should be able to do a genocide, man. What? That's not there's nothing that can justify genocide or an ethno-state, man. What?
How many Muslim countries are there?
I'm sure there are a lot of Muslim countries.
Do you have any idea?
There are a lot more Muslims than Jews.
Yeah, well, just ballpark. How many Muslim countries are there?
I would probably maybe say let's say
around 20, right?
Between 10 to 20, maybe.
All right, you're off by about 40. There's about 52 or 53 Muslim
countries.
Oh,
sorry, I forgot to include South South Asia.
Any of those countries, how's it going for minorities, women, gays, Christians, Jews?
Yeah, I can say that.
What the fuck is a Muslim country? I think what he's saying is that, like, there is a large Muslim population in those countries. Like, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Dave Rubin classifies, like, Indonesia as, like, a Muslim country.
Other nations, it's extraordinarily repressive. But
we got to
pause there. We got to pause there. You've been voted out by the majority.
Okay.
Please return to your seat.
But, like, last I checked, Indonesia. Well, we can go and look and see what the Indonesia religion. 87% of the population of Indonesia is Muslim. But it's not like an Islamic state. The government officially recognizes 6 religions: Islam, Protestantism, Roman Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. So, like, it's not like, if the only qualification is, are there Muslim people in that country? Are there enough Muslim people in that country? Like, then what? Like, that's fucking stupid. I disagree. He doesn't have a standard to define Muslim country. He's just saying a number that he's heard somewhere else before. Yeah.
Fun. Oh, she had it. She had it. All right.
Dave.
All right. Hi.
Good to meet you. I'm actually a big fan. I've been watching you since, like, all the way back in the Sam Harris era.
Oh, yeah?
And then I remember you
softening me up. Okay.
No, you brought on, like, Stephen Molyneux, like the white nationalist. And I was like, this guy just loves ideas. He just loves all different types of ideas. I love that. But yeah, just
Sorry for cackling.
I want to talk right now specifically about the difference between progressive values and the MAGA
look at his face. He had nothing to say. He literally...
No comment.
No comment.
Coalition.
Sure.
It seems to me that all of the ills that are attributed to wokeism are typically things that people find annoying. So people being overly, policey about their pronoun usage or talking about specific groups that might seem extremely marginalized. That's what I typically hear from the right. I don't hear, like, a degradation of, like, society unless it's the far theocratic right. And I don't think that you ascribe to that. Would you call yourself a theocrat?
I mean, I wrote the best-selling book on classical liberalism, so it's funny, I get called a conservative all the time.
It was best-selling. Oh, it was best-selling. Oh. Well, that completely changes my mind entirely. A bunch of other dumb fucks thought you said something intelligent. Well, I guess if you had the best-smelling poop, then, yeah, that completely definitely changes the fact that it's fucking poop from a butt. Like, what?
I actually happen to be a liberal in the truest sense of liberal.
You should join the circle.
And progressives are not liberal as a general rule of thought. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I just feel like that type of, like, annoyance that wokeism presents to the world is a lot less dangerous than, like, I don't know, the coalition that you're a part of that, like, condemns people for having children when they're in gay marriages, or says things like, people that are of particular sexual orientations don't deserve the same equal rights.
Well,
would you say that that's something that's dangerous?
A coalition is going to have all sorts of people in it. So it's like MAGA, if we were talking
ideological diversity.
Yeah, if we were talking about what MAGA is, what I like about MAGA actually is that it's not a specific set.
Bro, his I just ate shit face makes me so happy, dude. I love this slop. I hate Dave Rubin, sellout ass. LOL, I also usually don't like Jubilee in general. I mean, okay, I'm going to say something bold and brave. Most Jubilee content is pretty, like, this shit is straight ass, all right? This shit is so ass. But sometimes it's really good. I knew this would be a good one.
Of you have to believe this exact set, right? You have to believe these exact
some people in MAGA can believe, like, gay couples can have kids, and others can believe, like, that's degeneracy and those people need to be jailed. Well, those are, like, the difference of ideas that we're talking about?
The tough answer to that is yes. As long as you're not trying to litigate someone's life. I am around a lot of conservatives all the time, and particularly Christian conservatives.
Dude, stop! He's clocking, he's beating, dude. Oh my God.
Conservatives, let's say, they generally are not for gay marriage. By the way, there's not one mosque in the United States that performs gay marriages, which is worth noting.
Why are you so focused on?
No, there's not a mosque that performs gay marriage. Dude, someone do something, please. Please, no. Who cares? Oh my God.
Muslims today.
I'm just
Just so you guys know, the population of like Muslim people in the United States is sub 2%. I think last time I checked, it's like 1%.
just giving you.
Okay,
I'm just
gotcha.
giving you a fact. But what I have found consistently, Donald Trump
God, it's so pathetic how smarmy and like how smug Dave Rubin is. Because he doesn't actually say anything useful. He'll just be like, isn't that an interesting little fact? Isn't that an interesting little fact? Just a little fact, just a fun fact for you. It's like, what does that have to do with your argument? Okay. What the fuck do you want me to do with that information? How does that help your argument at all?
was the first incoming first-time president that was for gay marriage.
I actually really want to talk about that.
Barack Obama was not for gay.
At Denims, I was a part of a mosque with a female imam, so there's probably a mosque that has gay marriage too. Even if we accepted the stupid ass fucking premise, would you like? It's kind of giving that one time when Sam Cedar debated Ethan Klein, and Ethan Klein was like, "Isn't it interesting that there are no bomb shelters in Gaza?" And Sam was like, "What? What?"
Trump was the first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Just really quickly, do you think that Israel would allow Gaza to have bomb shelters? You don't think, first of all, what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about? Second, it's because the fucking Arabs. Yeah, it's because of the fucking Arabs. Like this one, here it is.
Would have imagined that Israel would have engaged in this level of destruction and immiseration and bombing churches and bombing hospitals and blowing up universities and destroying the infrastructure. I mean, it's almost beyond belief.
So one thing that when I was talking to Hassan, and I'm just going to talk about his point. This is about him personally. When I asked him, because this is obviously the $1 million question, right? By the way, just there's not one public bomb shelter in Gaza.
There's not one public bomb shelter in Gaza? Okay.
I just think that's interesting. It's pretty fucked up, don't you think?
Do I?
Ethan Klein does this thing where when people are so confused by his fucking stupidity, he thinks that it's an own on them. He's like, they had nothing to say. They had no comment. It's like, no, dude, sometimes you say shit that's so fucking stupid, you literally leave people speechless with how fucking stupid it is. By far. And you can even see the moment where he's like checking his laptop and he was getting like messages from whoever about being like, okay, tell him that there's no bomb shelters in Gaza now. Quick, now. And he's like, isn't it interesting? I just thought it was interesting. Okay.
I think it's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure I understand the point. Like,
well, I mean,
do you think anything would be standing anymore?
Well, bomb shelters are underground. I mean, they would definitely be a lot safer.
I've seen what happened.
Why is he? I never noticed it. Why is he white knuckling the fucking mic stand? He's like, I just never noticed it. I just thought, dude, calm down, man.
I'm not sure I understand the point. Like,
well, I mean, do
you think anything would be standing anymore?
Well, bomb shelters are underground.
He's holding on for dear life.
I mean, they would definitely be a lot safer.
I've seen what happened to tunnels under hospitals.
Your statement is, so you say there were tunnels under hospitals.
Israel built the ones under the first one that they went into. They built it when they were occupying Gaza.
Are you right? That's true of that one. But, I mean, they have a vast tunnel network, obviously.
This is what I mean when I say, like, dude, sometimes he says shit that's so stupid. The only thing you can do is be speechless with how stupid it is. Sometimes you got to pull a Sam Cedar and be like, I genuinely do not understand the point you are trying to make. That is how fucking stupid the point you just made is. That is incredible. They have a vast tunnel network, obviously. Obvious. What? Like, what was the point of the bomb shelter comment? Congratulations, you pointed out the fact that Israel controls what supplies enter Gaza, and they haven't had construction supplies enter Gaza in literally years. Like, they have crumbling infrastructure because Gaza won't allow them to bring in any supplies because then they might build cookie bombs or whatever. And you got to love the idea of like, yeah, they would totally allow a bomb shelter to stay standing. Also, vast tunnel network, obviously. And if there was a bomb shelter in Gaza, Ethan would be saying, why do they have that? Isn't it interesting that Hamas literally has a bomb shelter that they use to escape after causing war? It's like, okay. That's the same thing as this, where it's like, just want you to know, there are no mosques that do gay marriages. It's like, okay, first of all, don't even know that that's true. Source, question mark. Second, what the fuck does that have to do with the point you're trying to make? It has literally nothing to do.
Marriage when he first came in.
And not until 2013.
So what I would say is the MAGA movement, I mean, look, Scott Bessent, who's the Treasury Secretary, is married to a man and has kids. Peter Thiel is married to a man and has kids. Douglas Murray is one of the greatest voices we have in conservatism, happens to be gay.
Yeah.
I don't, for the most part, people on the right actually believe in individual rights and don't really care. But that doesn't mean
that's where
Oh my God, look at this chatter. They still don't understand it. The point was very clearly that progressives seem to give Muslims a pass when it comes to homophobia and bigotry while chastising Christians for doing the same things. You're just refusing to acknowledge the point because you have no response. Okay, here's the thing, by the way. If Mamdani decided to make being gay illegal, I would comment on that. If Ilhan Omar said no more gay marriage in my state, I would comment on that. The people we are citing are Christians who are politicians in positions of power that are using their religion as an excuse for why people should have their rights taken away. Show me the Muslim politicians that are using Muslim as an excuse for taking away gay rights. Point proven, no argument. That's what I thought. Did you not listen to a word I just said? Or are you just medically stupid? Did you not hear any of the words that I just gave you the argument? Was that too fast for your puny brain? Do you need me to go slower? I can talk slower. You must get all your news from Nick Shirley. Neutral viewer, but the constant belittling and insulting of people doesn't really help your argument. Your first comment was to try to make fun of me for having a mustache, and when I deflected it, you had no comment, nothing to say. So why don't you suck my fat, veiny cock, and it's hairy, all right? And it's juicy, and it's bigger than yours, all right? Even if I don't have one, my metaphysical one, all right? Woke 2, dark woke bitch. Shut the fuck up, ho. Continuing. Look at you throwing a tantrum. So you don't have an argument? I'm going to, okay, here's what's going to happen, okay? I'm going to give you a timeout for 5 minutes, okay? And then you're going to respond to the argument. And if you don't respond to the argument, I'm going to assume you're too fucking stupid. And then you won't be allowed in this chat because we don't allow people that are beyond a certain level of stupid. Do you or do you not understand the difference between Muslim people and Muslim politicians? Do you understand that? That a politician using their religion to strip gay rights is different from an individual having religious beliefs. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Pointing at a random mosque or pointing at some stat that doesn't exist and being like, there's no mosques that do gay marriage in America, which who even knows again if that's true, is not the same as politicians using Christianity to strip gay rights. If Muslim people used Islam to strip gay rights, I would be as mad at that as I am at Christians. I'm mad at any people who are religious, who use their religion to chastise or demonize or remove the rights of queer people? Maybe an even more simple question would be, show me which Muslim politician has pushed homophobic policies in their state. And please show me the legislation and show me the politician. Okay? Okay. No, you speak for every Muslim on earth. That's true.
Everybody.
That doesn't mean that everyone has to have the same religious perspective on everything.
But you've been around the block for a long time, and just like you alluded to, in 2016, Trump held up a flag that said LGBTQ for Trump. He was asked in a CBS interview, would you let Caitlyn Jenner use the bathroom that she wants to in your hotels? He said absolutely. He didn't have a problem with that.
He actually gave a better answer than that. He said, I'm a hotel builder. If you told me I had to build one bathroom, that would be fine with me. I think it's a great answer.
But that's what's crazy is that evolution has changed so much to the current MAGA movement. The MAGA movement today, Donald Trump would absolutely not say that somebody could use the bathroom aligned with their gender identity. He specifically banned that. And not just that, but he's also just called for, he specifically wrote an executive order that classifies far leftist groups like pro-transgender groups as a danger to the country, which often the entire military can go after. That is insane. That is absolutely a violation of people's individual rights.
All right, so you want to talk about the trans issue sort of broadly, I
want to talk about the MAGA coalition that claims to be pro-individual liberty, yet wants to police the way that people express themselves. But what are they doing? That also wants to police people's bodies, that want to go after people specifically because of their ethnicity. None of that should be tolerated.
So Donald Trump is in the middle of his second term. Gay marriage is here, it's passed, it's a just cause. I believe in individual rights.
Wait, you're friends with Michael Knowles, right?
Yeah.
So what's that coalition again called? I think it's like Less Equal, that's trying to actually get rid of Obergefell and overturn gay marriage rights. Does that not concern you?
Well, first off, I've never heard of that specific organization, but what I can tell you...
You're friends with them!
Dude, stop.
Michael is part of... I just don't know what you're talking about. But what I would...
look it up right now.
What I would
it's
say
called
is...
Less Than. And it's Lila Rose, Michael Knowles. I think it's... what's that guy's name at the Daily Wire, the head one?
Okay, but that's not Donald Trump.
I understand they want to go away from this.
No, that's not Donald Trump. That's not the head of the party. I have friends well, first off, Michael and I are friends, but there is a cap on our friendship. There actually is.
How are you friends with someone who doesn't want you to be in love, my man?
He doesn't want me to be in love. He's had dinner at my house with his wife. My husband cooked for him.
That's against God, so I want to have a word with him.
No. Think about what you're saying. I get
Dave,
no, think about what he's saying.
But what I want to say
your name. Wait.
Here's the organization, by the way.
Marriage is actually the most basic institution of human civilization.
Wrong. Literally wrong. I don't even know that the first sentence was wrong. That's not the most basic institution of human civilization. Wrong.
Obergefell redefined marriage to include same-sex couples. It was billed as a win for adult equality. In reality, it created inequality for children. It made our children less than.
When you redefine marriage,
God, straight people are so oppressed, man.
You redefine parenthood. When you make mothers and fathers optional in parenthood law, children are harmed.
We now have these trite phrases like love makes a family, or all you need is just love. As long as your physical needs are met and someone is cheering you on, then apparently you'll grow up fine.
But the kids aren't fine. The kids haven't been fine for quite some time.
You redefine marriage, you have just destroyed the house. You can put together a new house and claim it's the same. Children will know the difference. It harms children in virtually every way imaginable.
We're prioritizing the fantasies of adults, no matter how earnestly those fantasies are felt, over the real needs and the real good of children.
The data that we have says two things. Number one, children do best when they are raised in a home with married, biological mom and dad.
Wrong.
The other thing we know from research is that moms don't dad and dads don't mom. It's not enough to say.
Source? So moms don't dad and dads don't mom. Can I get maybe you don't dad or mom, you fucking deadbeat sack of shit, but like, can I get a fucking source? What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, they use the moms don't dadometer. Now I look like a fucking idiot. Oh my.
Raised in a home with married, biological mom and dad. The other thing we know from research is that moms don't dad and dads don't mom. It's not enough to say kids just need loving parents, because kids need a particular kind of parent. And parenting
Huh? What, like maybe a parent that doesn't fucking beat them?
comes in two forms, moms and dads.
When you look at social science, it says beyond a shadow of a doubt that children that grow up in a loving two-parent biological home, mom and dad.
Okay, I don't know why they're pretending like this research says something that it doesn't. All of the research overwhelmingly shows that children do better off in a household that has two parents. Why? Because that means that they have more time spent with the child, and more enrichment for a child is always better. That's it. There's no study on whether or not you're in a biological home. What the fuck type of stupid ass sentence is that? Ah, the classic biological home. Why does my biological home have flesh walls? Gulp. They're talking about Zerg, bro. This is some Zerg ass propaganda, dude. The research shows biological homes are better for children than these inorganic homes for that Terrans have. Like, what is this nonsense? Like, I don't know.
Those children will do best.
There is something primal about our relationship with the two people who gave us life.
Every single child, every single human being is the living embodiment.
These sentences are like, they're so meaningless. There's something primal about having parents. What? Like, genuinely, can I just ask, what the fuck does that even mean? There's something like, what am I supposed to extrapolate from that? That there's something primal from having parents. What? This is a comedy sketch, right?
Of the relationship between exactly one man and one woman.
It's a mother and...
Oh, this guy's specifying one man and one woman, all right? I'm tired of these homes, these poly couples, not enough people here. Mealworm. A home is actually supposed to be 2 depressed adults and some pets. Okay, that's actually what it's supposed to be. It's like that one post that's like, by 30, you should have 1, depression, 2, a cat with depression. Or like, maybe it was anxiety, actually. No, sorry. You should have 1, anxiety, 2, a cat with anxiety. That's what I meant. There we go. Hey, I'm doing well. Oh, and 3, a homophobic dog. That's true. If you do a study on actual cultures that are raising kids, like in medieval world, their kids were loved to the best of their abilities, but these dipshits walk into a 1293 peasant home and go, loving your child is woke. Well, more importantly, historically, like the nuclear family is actually really new. So them being like, there's something primal about this. And then all of the research shows that the statements, it takes a village, is because generally 2 people did not have the full responsibility of adulting or creating or nurturing a child. It's actually the nuclear home is a very new invention. It's not even 100 years old. And historically, families, cities or like villages raised the entire village raised all of the kids.
And a father that bring forth children into the world, and that's by design, because those children need a mother and a father.
There's 2 legitimate ways to unite a child to adults. The first one is biology. If you made the baby, that baby has a claim to you. The second pathway is adoption, where a child has suffered loss, and a just society responds by placing them with parents who have undergone screening and vetting and background checks to, as much as possible, replicate the kind of protectiveness that a biological mother and father would offer the child.
What? It's like you took Erica Kirk and Tulsi Gabbard and created something worse.
That's not what's happening today.
Marriage policy should be about the children. It's not about bestowing public policy legitimacy and conferring economic benefits when it comes to adults who have their own idiosyncratic romantic desires.
Isn't it interesting how all the facts over feelings people can't link a single study about how children in gay homes are worse off? Isn't that interesting? By the way, here's a source that shows that dads actually can mom. After losing her mother, the father who showed up and danced with his daughter at the school performance. Not Eminem, dude. Stop. I can't listen to Eminem. Not after that hot garbage he put out a couple years ago. Yo, dad bustin'. Dude, I like that the dad matched his beard with the little tulle skirt. That's kind of dope. He's kind of like schooling that other bitch. This other bitch got no riz. Look at her fucking weak ass mom struggling to pick up her child. Look at her. Look at this guy. Fucking Giga Chad here. It's easy. He's lifting like it's no problem, bro. He could throw her 40 feet in the air, catch her like it was no big deal. Bitch on the left is like, oh, he's so heavy.
Desires. That's not the purpose of marriage policy.
Redefining marriage robs children of the natural right to their mother and father.
Bro, I'm sorry. Kids in adoption centers were robbed of their parents before gay people got created. What did that have to do with the gay? Like, gay people didn't make orphans exist. What? Like, every time a gay person is born, there's like one parent that's like, actually, I don't want this thing. Yeet. Like, what is what?
And it puts adult desires over children's needs. It has to stop. Children
are greater.
Children
are greater.
Children are greater
than equal.
And it's time we fought for their rights.
Then why are you guys always against any policy that gives children free school lunches? Then why are you guys against any policy that offers free daycare? Then why are you guys against any policy that actually helps children in any way ever? And all of your helping children is always hating on trans people or gay people or women. Children's needs are greater than adult desires. Then why'd you guys elect a pedophile?
Wait, hold on, champ. Hold on, champ. You know, in your world of how tolerant you are showing.
Also, yeah, just like literally ask any kid that grew up in the foster care system if they would have preferred two loving gay parents. Like, oh, grow up in the foster care system where you potentially get thrown into like home after home and you never have what feels like a stable living condition, or two gay people that love you and give you support and food and a room and try to set you up for life. But did I mention that they're gay? They're fucking gay. They're fucking gay, dude. Yeah. I personally would say that every single kid is obviously going to pick the foster care system. Fucking, come on. Priorities, people. Priorities. It's the primal and biologicals. It's like, but the food is gay and it's not from a biological home. Notice how no one is arguing about bisexual parents because everyone knows they would be the worst. I have nothing to say. I have no comment.
You're actually showing a remarkable amount of
They're too indecisive to raise the kid properly.
Tolerance, because although I don't know the group that you're talking about, Michael Knowles as a human being has been to my house, and my husband.
Oh, dude. Dinner with Hitler. Oh, well, why didn't you just say that, man? Oh, one of the most evil people alive had dinner with you. Well, you should have just said that.
Has cooked him lamb, and we have enjoyed evenings together and shared personal moments and all of those things. Now, do we agree on absolutely everything? Of course, the answer to that is no. And if Michael.
Can you imagine saying, well, listen, okay? My husband made lamb for Jeffrey Epstein. Okay, and like maybe you don't agree with Jeffrey Epstein and all of the raping and all of the pedophilia and all of the child sex trafficking, but we shared personal moments together. I don't give a fuck. What?
Was Michael or anyone else was trying to lead some organization that was going to go against my civil rights, well, that is where obviously we would have our difference of opinion,
really,
of course.
Dave, I
also respect people's religious beliefs. They're allowed to have their religious beliefs. Their religious beliefs are not allowed to legislate my life. This is all very separate from the trans thing, which obviously I sense is going to come up a few more times.
I'll just say real quick, like, I'm not trying to come after you. I believe that you should have the.
Michael Knowles recently interviewed a furry, and the furry was in full costume. The interview went on for 2 hours. Sure. You know what? Why not?
Full liberty to have the family of your choice. But what I will say is I'm glad Michael treats you with respect individually when you guys are together. But when he goes in front of his platform and says that a video of 2 gay men having a child.
I know we're only 14 minutes in, but can I say something? The right is filled with such soy fucking cucks. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. You can be the biggest piece of shit to me on the planet, but as long as you fight for equality and you fight for what's right, you can dislike me as much as you want. I will still respect you. Can you imagine being such a pathetic, soy, cucked right-winger? You're like, well, they're nice to me when they're taking away all my rights. Like Blair White girl, like, get some self-respect, man. What do you mean you cozy up with the people that are like, I think you should grow a fucking beard, detransition, and then if you don't fucking kill yourself, maybe you should do this and that, and you should have no idea and you should be treated like garbage. And it's like, and she'll just like take it. She'll just take it on. She's like, yeah. So I see we have like a slight difference of opinion. Like a slight difference of opinion. But I respect your right to say that.
Child is the most disgusting thing that he's ever seen, which is a quote. You can look up the tweet. Michael said that child is in one of the most dangerous situations he can think of, which is crazy to think of all the abusive parents that actually live in this society, regardless of sexual orientation. And you're going to look at a happy family and say, this is disgusting. That should feel like a violation.
Okay, so I didn't see that video, but if what you're asking me is do I agree with...
On April 16, 2026, Michael Knowles posted on X that a clip of 2 gay men in Nashville with the baby they had via surrogacy was, quote, the most horrifying video I have ever seen in my life. On April 17, 2026, he released a YouTube video about the couple titled, This is the most horrifying video Michael Knowles has ever seen. I'm just going to say, man. I hate right-wingers, bro. I hate Mayor Cat. I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat you. Why are you just sitting in the corner meowing?
let's just say what you said is true. Do I agree with Michael's point on that? Of course, the answer is no.
But that is the MAGA coalition.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That is the ideology.
No, that's not the coalition. No, that's not the coalition. No, that's not the coalition.
That is what the administration is pushing
you're taking
towards.
a very specific person and you're saying.
Is it a small specific?
Oh,
is it
absolutely.
Fringe?
Yes.
No, it is not.
Yes. Oh, it is.
A majority.
No, that's completely absurd. That's
is
completely
not.
absurd. It's
Okay,
completely absurd.
We got to pause there. You've been voted out by the majority. Please
Give me
return
two.
to
All
your
right.
seat.
Good grab.
I want to go to your prompt in a second, but I just wanted to address, so I actually come from a Christian background. I spent a lot of my career debating Christian nationalists. And even the nicest Christian nationalists, they do want to take your rights. I spend a lot of time talking to these people, even the really nice ones. So I just want to be careful, and I guess I want to say, like, I remember when you posted about having your kids on Twitter, which congratulations.
Yeah,
on your
thanks.
Kids. The comments were horrible.
Can I say something about surrogacy? I don't give a shit why other people care. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. Who gives a shit? I consent. I don't. Okay. Then shut the fuck. You're not part of the. Shut the fuck up. Literally, who asked? This is the biggest who asked moment on the literally, who asked? I just don't.
Terrifying. I don't know if you remember, but it was Christian nationalists and Republicans tearing you and your husband down for having a child.
Well, you should also note there was a lot of love. There was an awful lot of love from an awful lot of conservatives and liberals and people across the board and everything else. The way the
that chick just was like, who? Who is giving you a lot of love?
Internet operates is people only focus on the negative. So was there a whole bunch of nasty
Which
comments?
side did it
was
come
there a
from
whole
more?
bunch of nasty?
Do you guess? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest. Which side supports
for
it
that? If you're asking me about for that specific
Democrats
post, it was
and
no.
liberals.
For that specific post, it was mostly people on the right. For sure, it was.
who are attacking you?
Yeah, I
Of course.
fully acknowledge that.
Of course.
Absolutely. 99% of the hate that I get is from people that are in this circle.
Sure, but it's definitely not for being gay.
What?
It's,
No.
It's for supporting. Going back to the prompt.
No.
It's for supporting.
It's not for being gay, like
an
the act
authoritarian,
of gay.
desiring, probably demented old man. So going back to the prompt of wokeism, it seems like you defined it as intersectionality, some collectivization based on demographic factors.
Yeah, we could basically
So
go with that.
wokeism is intersectionality.
It is a piece. Well, intersectionality is a piece of wokeism. If you're going to group people on these immutable characteristics, and then you decide.
Guys, I'm not talking about the person that's on the screen. You guys can talk as much as you want. It's a very depressing situation. All right.
Based on this, we got to put black people up here. We've got to put white guys down here. Gays are going to be up the straights. Trans will be above the gays. You know, you have this
And what
endless
specific
hierarchy.
policy harms have happened?
I mean, quite literally, the easiest one would be college admissions. I mean, we know that Harvard and other colleges were discriminating against mostly white and Asian students because they wanted more diversity, and they were allowing students of color with lesser grades to get in. As a general rule,
If we're worried about universities, who's cutting their funding?
Well, hold
who's
on. Do you
cutting
agree?
science
Do you
funding?
agree? Do you agree that that happened?
To some degree, I think it was overblown to a
Well,
large degree.
yeah, I
Because
mean,
affirmative
100
action basically ended, I think, in the early 2000s, right? A lot of these issues were clamped down on pretty quickly. And the issue is that when you look at the reason why...
Well, I mean, you could look at corporations. I mean, all these corporations that have their DEI stickers. I was just on a Delta flight. They still have their DEI sticker on there.
DEI is not inherent.
No, oh no, a sticker.
Inherently a bad thing.
but-
Why would
but-
diversity
well,
ever be a problem for anyone?
Well, diversity in and of itself is not a problem. But if
Of
you
course.
say we are going
What about
to
inclusion?
we are going to hire people and we are going to factor in all of these immutable characteristics inherently by saying we're going to elevate one group.
It's not what affirmative action looks like. Affirmative action looks like making sure to put job listings. Historically, before, everything was just job postings online in areas that had any population that wasn't white. All right. Affirmative action looks closer to, and like diversity looks closer to
gone, people.
Implementing policies that prevent exclusion. So, like, for example, one such study found that when you put a black-sounding name or a white-sounding name on the same resume, the white-sounding name gets picked overwhelmingly over the black-sounding name. This is the same thing with, like, applications that have a woman's name instead of a man's name. Diversity or, like, inclusion policies look like you have somebody else scrub the names beforehand. You said affirmative action? Yeah, affirmative action is a form of providing accessibility or providing or remedying inequality for the purpose of diversity. So yeah, by removing one such example of like improving diversity in a workplace is literally having all of the resumes screened beforehand and pre-removing all of the names on the resumes and having the employer pick based on qualifications. Because then that way there's no priming of, oh, this name seems a little ethnic. It's obviously the worst at the intersection of black and women. But yeah, there are policies you can implement that are not based on, oh, this person just got hired because they're black, but rather, oh, this person got hired because we implemented policies that help us with our biases that naturally exist because it came with being born in a fucking society.
Group of people, you are going to have to discriminate against another group of people.
Do you have a diverse...
And that actually is racism.
Do you have a
and/or
diverse,
bigotry.
unique experience based on your gayness that other people will never have?
I'm sorry?
Does your gayness give you insight into certain experiences that other people simply will not have because they're not gay?
Well, I suppose as a gay person, I do have experiences that some people don't have.
And you probably have knowledge
that was
and,
funny.
and experiences.
Did you not catch that?
I did get the joke.
You got that? Okay.
I mean,
it's like you took everything bad about millennials and you put it in a person. Hey, you get it? You get the joke? Because I got certain experiences other people maybe don't have. Dude, shut the fuck up. Dude, you're so unfunny. Evil gay millennial. What's up? What's this? Wait. I don't see why not just hire as diverse backgrounds as possible. Like, why would a school or workplace want every bitch to be the same? Dude, this guy he's kind of got the right idea. Wait a minute. He's kind of got the right idea. Wait a minute. Look at this guy. This guy's so mad. Denim's entire political discourse is just being a giant piece of shit. You're gonna cry some tears, baby. Oh, he's gonna cry a little. You're gonna pee your pants a little. Oh, mwah. Baby need binky.
lots of people do all sorts of crazy sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the issue is that what we're talking about here when we come to diversity.
But I wouldn't want that
is
to
a
have
benefit.
anything. I wouldn't want that to have anything to do with me being hired. Or
Sure,
me
but
being
it's really
allowed
hard to
into a
compare. So,
school.
sir, let's say I granted you all of the woke harms.
Yeah.
The issue is that it didn't take us to Iran. It didn't kill schoolgirls. It didn't right now crush with the FCC and kick multiple people off of air and threaten.
So can someone ask Dave Rubin what he thinks wokeism did that was bad?
To pull things. It's not burning books in Florida.
Who's been kicked off air?
Jimmy Kimmel got kicked off of air. ABC was regularly under threat for doing these.
Stephen Colbert just recently got pulled.
Things. The FCC president.
Also, behind. Thank you so much for the 50 gifts. I'm sorry I was in the middle of like a sunlog. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. If you don't say thank you and you get gifted a gift sub, I shave Wormy, and then she'll be bald. Okay, then she'll be fucking bald. So you have to say thank you. All right. Colon. Can we say thank you even if we didn't? Yeah, of course. People sip. I'm calling Maya. Yes, she is. She is. Cage the Mage, she is. I said already, I'm not commenting on the person that's speaking. I will only comment on the speech.
ABC made
president
a decision.
came out after Trump called him and said that we can't have these type of things. They crushed James Tallarico. But this has happened over and over again.
What do you mean? They crushed James Tallarico. James Tallarico is the nominee right now.
They crushed his appearance.
What do you mean they crushed his appearance?
The FCC wouldn't allow his appearance.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've literally.
It literally was pulled off air, off of like cable or whatever. What?
No idea.
I guess
what you're
look it
talking
up.
We got to pause there.
Yeah.
I think you were talking about Colbert's show, but you've been voted out by the majority.
Okay.
You guys are slow, bro. How's it going, Dave?
You're quick. How you doing? How you doing?
So, I just quickly wanted to recognize, I love this, by the way. You have a very unconventional household, and wokeism has brought you that household, right? To live with your husband, to have your 2 children, or conceived through surrogacy, and I appreciate that.
Wokeism didn't bring that. Equal rights.
So
brought that,
wokeism is,
equality.
as I define it, as I view it personally, is looking to expand on already existing civil liberties, right? To ensure that, to ensure America practices what it preaches, equal protections, inclusion of everybody, democracy, etc. So it's not a policy prescription, it's a social prescription. Donald Trump is president. He's the head of the executive branch. He has a trifecta, a judiciary that's on his side. Donald Trump's violent. Donald Trump's destroying the pillars of America, democracy, negative rights, the rule of law, our Constitution. The list goes on and on. So I'm just curious to see what institutional damage has wokeism done, and
sure,
if you want to engage with Trump being violent.
Someone's asking this question.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just don't agree
This
with.
guy's a debate pervert. You can just tell. Oh no, yeah, for sure. This is the type of guy when you're like, these beers are ice cold. He says, yeah, they're pretty cold. Ice cold? I don't know if they're ice cold. I don't know if they're pretty cold, but ice. You know. Hi, Kilo.
Anything you said there, period. First off, wokeism isn't what led to, say, gay marriage. What led to gay marriage is a fight for equality under the law. If you believe that heterosexual marriage, that an adult should be able to engage in any sort of contract with another adult, then that has to be equal. That's what equal protection, which you just mentioned, is. And that's actually what the decision was based on.
Yes.
So that was not wokeism. That was the promise of America, which is the promise of individual rights and equal opportunity. As for a few of the other things that you said there,
The reality is wokeism is just repackaged progressivism over the past 100 years. Like it literally is.
If we could do you want to do the Iran thing again.
No, I said Donald Trump is violent.
Yeah, so Donald Trump is violent in what sense?
So I also want to mention the reason
He didn't really explain why he thinks. What the fuck?
why you left the left, correct me if I'm wrong, is because you believe progressives were turning to authoritarianism. Am I correct there?
I mean,
that was your PragerU video. You said it. You can't deny it.
Settle down, Chip. There was a panoply of reasons that I did.
But that's one of them, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think it's authoritarian for the president of the United States to call for the death of 6 active members of the legislature for making a video that is totally fine and legal?
It's interesting. Oh, well, first off, you're talking about the video where they basically, Mark Kelly and several of these guys were basically saying, if you're in the military, you can go against, Trump and all those things. Well, first off, there are some legal actual reasons that perhaps you should not, as a former member of the military, be telling.
The punishment for making videos is death. I forgot. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Did anyone?
Hang him. George Washington Wood.
Did anyone get put to death?
Does it matter? The president of the United States is actively calling for the death of members of the legislature.
And is anyone in trouble? Is anyone in trouble because of that? You're missing the difference.
No, you're saying Donald Trump.
Okay,
hold on.
Hang on.
Let's just understand the prompt here. You said wokeism has done more damage than Donald Trump ever did.
So explain
Can you tell me
the damage.
a single time wokeism is doing something remotely similar?
So remotely similar as Donald Trump
damage?
Being slightly sarcastic.
I can give you damage.
Let me explain something.
Wait, I want to hear what he thinks the wokeism has done in terms of damage.
Hold on. Listen, let me explain something to you. Donald Trump, all you need to know about, for any one of you guys that think that Donald Trump's coming for you because you're gay or you're trans or something like that, or you're black or anything else, might I recommend you just read Art of the Deal, which Donald Trump wrote about 40 years ago.
It's terrible. It's just discussing his activities throughout the week.
You can dismiss it. Dismiss it. But Donald Trump gave you his playbook 40 plus years ago. 40 plus years ago, he gave you the playbook on how he negotiates. He leads with crazy
So this is irrelevant
things.
to what I'm currently talking about, right?
No, it's completely...
No, you asked me about damage. I can give you examples, but you don't want them because you know you're going to get fried.
No.
No, that is the truth.
It's completely
Donald Trump
irrelevant.
tried to rewrite the Constitution via executive order with Executive Order 14160. And it was followed up by 141601, where they used this to target individuals for pro-Palestinian speech like Mahmoud Khalil.
Bro, this is the type of guy you bring to trivia night and then he starts arguing with the host about why the answer that he picked is actually more correct than the answer that the host suggested.
Leo, and this was already ruled upon, by the way.
He's right, by the way.
All right.
I'm sure you know about this, correct?
Yeah. Okay, first
but you
off,
try to
there is-
rewrite the Constitution, be executive order. Can the president do that?
There is a difference.
Can the president do that?
Hold on. There is a
You gotta
difference
let him
between
talk.
exercising free speech.
not answering.
There's a difference between exercising free speech and closing down a campus and not letting students get. You're an interesting character. Yeah. No, you seem nice. There's a difference between exercising free speech, which I will always defend your free speech, no matter how noxious it is.
The president
and
doesn't.
closing
You're
down
defending the
campuses.
president.
No, they
Yes.
weren't. No, Mahmoud
Yes.
Khalil and all of these masked
He was
Hamas
almost deported with
jihadis-
no cause. In a
Dude, this is not fair matchmaking. Bro is on 1 ping. Bro is living in the server. And fucking Dave Rubin over here is at like 500 ping. This isn't fair, man. What the hell? He's like he's literally on a delay. He's like, what? No, wait. No, wait. Let me just wait. So this is what I was saying. Okay, wait, hold up. No, wait.
in the documents of the case.
Well, first off, Marco Rubio has illustrated the point many, many
Not
times.
true.
If you're here on a green card or a student visa
They
or
cannot
anything
revoke
else,
it with no
you
cause.
don't have the exact same protections that you don't.
Congress shall make no law. What?
No. For people that are citizens of the United
What's the
States of
precedent for
America.
that? What's the precedent for that?
Wait a minute.
Nothing. So Donald Trump tried to sign an executive order.
This is elder abuse. Huh? What? Huh? Wait. Bro, you can't do that. No.
Rewriting the birthright citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment. Where'd he get this power?
Let me ask you something. Do you
Is
think,
it
let me ask you something.
authoritarian
Let me
to
ask you
act
something.
on a
Let me
self-granted
ask you something.
authority?
Hold on.
Is it? Can you answer my question?
Hold on.
You're not going to.
Is
Yeah, I
this
got
guy
it.
gonna let me chat here for a sec? Listen.
Dave talk.
Let me ask you something. Let's try it this way.
Even the moderator's like, no, you gotta let him talk, man.
So let's say you and your girlfriend went on vacation. Bora Bora, you show up to the most beautiful place on earth, and she's 7 months pregnant, and she then gives birth in Bora Bora. You think your child should be a citizen of French Polynesia, Bora Bora?
The United States affirms that just
sense?
so lead principle, and I'm sorry
Yeah.
the president cannot defy it because
Yeah.
he doesn't
No,
like
the
it.
president.
Well, do you think this thing that is a constitutionally protected right should be a constitutionally protected right? Because I don't think so. It doesn't matter because it's a constitutionally protected right, bitch. I'm sorry. This is just like feelings. Oh, I hate right wingers so much. They're so soy. They're so cucked. They're so like fact over feelings, except when I really feel the feeling. And it should be my feeling.
That's how our country works.
No,
and
you
that
can
is an
fight
example
it.
of damage to
You
America.
can fight it in the courts. You can fight it in the courts.
He doesn't
right?
like the courts. He ignores them. Prior to the Alien Enemies Act removals, Emile Beauvais.
Okay, we're out of time. We got to stop there.
Okay, got you.
My next round.
Can I show you guys something? That guy, do you know what he just did to him? He did to him this.
Okay, so my client, can he just shut
It says overstimulating my mom until she crashes out.
the fuck up?
Huh?
Can you like fucking disappear? You're so fucking awkwardly weird. And look at him. He's such a fucking weirdo. Get out of my presence. Damien, so one of my clients owns Green Village Deli in Madison. What do you mean, huh? Listen!
Okay.
Green fucking Village. It's a salad. It's a fucking grilled chicken salad cut up with peanut, but what? Huh? With peanut sauce. Damien
Yo,
and
that
fucking
salad make you
shut
shit your
the fuck
brains out.
up. Shut up.
I'm telling you.
Shut up. Go away. Devin, do something with your hair.
Huh?
Damien, I'll fix it for you now. Would you like mommy to put it in the bowl?
Do what?
The salad. I'll
Huh?
put it in the salad I just said.
Huh?
What's wrong with you?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut
Are you guys
up!
doing this to me on purpose? I
Huh?
don't understand what's happening. Why do I deserve this? I like don't know what I deserve. Fuck off and die. Why am
Lactose intolerant.
so? Can we just get rid of him like permanently somewhere? Just
Huh?
tell what are you?
What? What do you want?
I'm her. I'm literally her. I'm literally her. Can we get rid of him permanently somewhere? Huh? Huh? Dude, he did that to Dave Rubin. He was like, and Dave Rubin's like, what? No, stop. Wait, what? Stop. Wait. Oh, hold up. Wait. Okay, so the Constitution. Wait. What did the mom do to deserve all of that? Oh God. All right. Anyways, huh? Stop. Now you guys are gonna do it to me. Now I'm gonna start saying things and chat's gonna start saying huh to stun lock me. Fuck, why did I show that video? No, we gotta end this. We got no. We're ending this right now. All right, that is a great stopping point. I'm gonna head off, all right, before this becomes a trend. I will be back again, probably Thursday. I'll probably be back on Thursday